I love my school, but there's a giant problem. The Wi-Fi is terrible. We don't get any Wi-Fi out here on the courtyard, and there's no way that a single router like my puny little Asus could get all the way out here, almost 600 feet away. So we had to think of a solution. And thankfully, I found this. The school does have their own internet for the students, and it works pretty much everywhere. But it's an enterprise system, which means you don't have any access to the local devices or IoT devices on your network, which is really important because in some of our clubs, we need to be able to build robots that can be accessed over the network. So we have a router in one of the rooms for that reason. This is the Netgear EX7000, and it's not your run-of-the-mill router, that's for sure. This thing isn't even a router at all. It's just a really expensive, fast Wi-Fi extender. And so I was thinking, that's great, but in this map, you can clearly see everything is concrete. And we need to get this router signal, which only reaches to about here, over here. We need to get it all the way out here. So I was thinking, maybe just this, if we put it around this area, there's an outlet right around here. If we plugged it in, it would probably work. But I don't trust these little rinky-dink antennas, that's for sure. These are the stock antennas that actually come with the extender, but they're only 5 dBi, and honestly, they're no match for the school's concrete. So we had to think of something else. I present to you these literally 1.5 foot long antennas. Well, not exactly 1.5 feet. They're about 15.35 inches, but still. They are tuned for Wi-Fi frequencies, and I have no doubt that they're going to be able to get that connection all the way out to the front of the school. So if we have this device, even over here, which the Wi-Fi still reaches, we should be able to have this broadcast the Wi-Fi over here, assuming there isn't much interference. The issue is, there's a Wi-Fi access point here, here, over here, that broadcasts all the way there. So I had to start thinking, what can I do to combat this interference? And then I remembered, my county is not allowed to use consumer grade frequencies. Well, what does that really mean? The whole point of having these new technologies like DFS and 5 gigahertz is that the higher the amount of gigahertz, the more channels. You would get these channels with a standard router or access point, which is what the school uses. But we can actually extend all the way from 52 to 122. And I wouldn't go around here because the school does have some weather radar stuff, but then we can go from 163 to 144. And as long as we select these channels, we may be able to push a connection, a 5 gigahertz connection, from here all the way to here. So theoretically, with these new antennas, we should be able to make it all the way from this router across the school to the repeater to over there. And this thing is no joke. It can do a total of 1900 megabits per second on all bands. But enough jabbering on. Let's see some tests. No. So we have the Wi-Fi extender set up as a separate SSID as the home network, just as temporary, making sure everything works because this is kind of a close situation. So right next to it, I'm sure we can get some good speeds. Let's see what we get. We're getting around 50 megabit, 60, 70, whatever. But we're gonna see how far we can go before it really starts to crumble. These are the 5 dBi antennas that are actually included with the extender, and I'm sure for whatever use they originally intended them for, it's great, but they're gonna be no match for the new antennas. So we just lost a bar. We are 2 bars out of 3 instead of 3 bars. See? We're getting 10 megabit, not terrible. It's all we would need to download just a few pictures online, you know, surf the web, just fine by me. Okay, we just roamed over from the 5 gigahertz band to the 2.4 gigahertz band, but we got a connection again, and I guess it would be more fair to point it towards. Okay, 15 megabits a second. We're about 150 feet away from the repeater, and I'm getting 30 down, 30 up, which is great. But we're just gonna keep walking. We're gonna stop across the street here, and it looks like we still do have a connection of around 5 megabit. But even over there, we still got around 5 to 10 megabits per second. So we're gonna move the car and we'll see how it works then. Over there's the house, and here we are at this corner, as you can remember, and we're gonna see with the car right over there how far we can take this. We're just gonna keep walking until we lose a bar. Okay, 2 out of 3 bars, still on 5 gigahertz, so we'll see what speeds we get. You wanna move your car? Okay, still the same, about a megabit or 2, which is great because I can't even reach the home network from here, and this thing is still pulling that megabit much further than it used to go. Okay, so we just switched over to 2.4 gigahertz, and now we're at 3 bars on 2.4, and what do we get? 3 megabit, which is even better than before, so we're just gonna... Okay. 2 out of 3 bars on 2.4 gigahertz, all the way out here, which I did not think it was going to be this good. Still a megabit. Oh, now we're at 3 bars. Now we're at 3 bars.
What part of the video is someone drive away with my car?
Okay, 3 megabits a second, still going. Okay, 2 out of 3 bars. The car's over there and the house is way back. Let's see if we still get anything. I don't think we're gonna get anything. So making that turn, how many feet do you think that is?
We're possibly 1,000 feet away.
So wait, I just got a connection.
Delayed reaction.
No, okay. So we got around 800 feet of range with the stock antennas. Well, we got around 800 feet away from the router with the stock antennas. And that's what the new ones have to beat. So I'll come back when we have our new antennas. Oh, wait, oh no. That wasn't supposed to happen. It came, and it's like 8 o'clock. What? So thank you, Amazon, for being on time. The one day I needed them to be on time, they weren't on time. So here are the antennas. I'm sure it's a simple unboxing experience. I hope I didn't break them. One antenna, 2 antenna, 3 antenna. We've got our little repeater here with its teeny tiny antennas, and we are just going to unscrew them one by one. I never liked these antennas anyway. Not my favorite, not my favorite. There we go. So, we've got a clean slate, ready for some long antennas. Oh, I don't think it can balance anymore. I think these are so long that it's literally not gonna balance anymore. This is hilarious. I can't. It doesn't even stay upright anymore. Okay, wait. I need a flat surface here. I literally can't. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be fun. Wow. So next part, we're going to test it out. So we have the long antennas attached. One of them's a tiny bit broken, but I have new ones coming tomorrow. So when you see it at the school, it'll be better. Let's just run a speed test as a control. Okay, so you get about 50 by 96, which is really good for this little tiny guy, but it is right next to the repeater, which is right next to the house. So let's start walking. Okay, we're down to 1 bar out of 3, but I still believe we have a connection. Yep. Okay, around 3 or 4 megabits a second, but this is where it cut off last time, right? So we're gonna see how much further we can take it. Still have a connection over here. This is where it cut off. So connecting, ... This is where it cut off before, and we're getting 10 megabit a second, which is much better than what we used to have over there, which is about 1 megabit a second. So we're just gonna keep walking. See when it cuts off. We have 1 bar over here, but we're still pulling 7 megabits a second, which is definitely improvement over nothing. 8 megabits a second, wow. We're just gonna keep walking. So we're around 200, 250 feet away, and I'm getting 10 megabit a second. It's much better, right? See how much further we can take it. Still have a connection here. I'm gonna wait for it to get steady. Okay, 1 out of 3 bars. And we don't even have line of sight. There's a car in the way. Let's see what speed we get. Okay, we lost connection over here, mostly because of the car in that house. But how far do you think we got? So we got 300 feet rather than just 200 last time. Big improvement, and we'll probably get it at the school. But let's try our second test where the car moves there, and we'll see how far we can take it that way. Here's the issue. While that test would have worked just fine, our broken antenna actually made it so I couldn't do that test, and I had school the next day. So when I move over to the school part, it'll be with the brand new repaired antenna rather than the broken one, so you can find the real test, and we'll be able to extend it all the way. So I'm at my school. I have that there, the extender there, and hopefully I can get it to work farther away. So I'm just gonna start walking. This is, 10 feet away from the extender. Of course, I got full speed. Actually, more than full speed. The school usually only allocates 20 megabits per second to a student, but I guess it works more now, so that's cool. Okay, we're 50 feet out. And still full speed. I'm assuming this won't work like inside the buildings because the buildings are full concrete. But for the most part, it should work. Okay, 300 feet with a tree in the way. And we are getting a pretty high ping, but we're getting full speed. And I'm gonna walk out here. We are in the center of the courtyard. I'd say about 600 feet away without line of sight. And full speed. And let's see, another 100 feet. So at 1,000 feet, it finally cut off. But you know what? It wasn't that bad because that's from the extender, 1,000 feet away from the extender, including the 300 feet away that it is from the router, which is pretty darn good with full speed all the way. So yeah. These antennas exceeded in every single test available, as you can see right over there. It got over 600 added feet of range in all tests, and it just is the cheapest option to get a really good Wi-Fi signal anywhere you want. At the school, it went all the way to a front, which is about 1,000 or 1,200 feet away. At home, while it got less range than it did at the school, that's because there's a lot of interference near my house, as there are a lot of houses near it, and every single house has Wi-Fi. It still exceeded in that scenario.
other than that, yeah. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.